people. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We got a lot to talk about. First of all, I want y'all to know we're shooting at the government today. Not physically. I don't want anyone to go outside and try to hurt anyone. Please, if you go out there and injure somebody today, it ain't because of me. I want everybody to be safe. 0 injuries. But we're shooting at the government today. Verbally. I want to be clear on that. I got a lot of shit to say about you Biden supporters. We also want to talk about the Knicks. And I have something extremely... I would love to continue the conversation about Drake and Kendrick. We're going to be doing that. But let's get right to this government business. How does Biden show up? And people who are on opposing sides of a conflict or war. So he shows up. I didn't even check to see which college it was. So he shows up to some college. Probably one, I don't know which one it was. Why does the pro-Palestinian side and the pro-Israel side boo him? Why are the black people the only ones out here that don't realize this guy's doing a terrible job? It's generally just us. You know that, right? Like, it's generally just us. That's it. He has a couple of people over here, a couple of people over there. But generally, it's just black people that won't acknowledge that this guy's a terrible president and he's done terrible things and he should not be in office. It's generally us. Other people already know. That's why every time I'm talking about Biden in public and somebody has the nerve to come up to me and try to defend him, I try to be as patient as possible because I love all people. I love all people. So I try to be as patient as possible. Blacks and gays. You are 100% right, Big Dog Productions. But I've heard gays going at him lately also. But I guess also some blacks. Can we hit that like button so we can send out some notifications, please? Why do we want to die on this hill? I need to understand that. If we have any pro-Biden people, please speak up. As always, the only way I'm going to remove you or your comment is if you're disrespectful to me. I want you to say what your opinion is. But once you start getting disrespectful, once you start trying to hijack the chat, once you start trying to do any of that weirdo shit, you just might get kicked. Just telling you what it is. Because we don't got time for children. Just so you know. And I don't care if you look like you're a whole grown adult, got a job, go out, pay taxes. When you come into our chat and you conduct yourself like a child, you're going to be treated like one. And children don't talk when the adults is talking. Shout out to Big Dog Productions. Salute. Shout out to Brandon Washington. Salute. Big Dog Productions says blacks engaged. Drop your comments. I'm responding to all comments right now. Except for if it's some weirdo shit, you're going to get kicked. It just is what it is. Shout out to, I'll give you a chance or two depending on how weird it is. And I even give people an opportunity to explain themselves, especially if I don't understand what the hell you're saying. So when you come in here, you try to say something enigmatic, and it's not as enigmatic as you might think it is, you won't get a chance. But if it is, then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. I just might. With that being said, shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, morning frauds, morning BBN fan, bam, salute, salute. So I got a ton of stuff to talk about. We was actually, just so we can be clear, it was between Biden situation that he currently has going on, where obviously he's getting booed, or apparently, pardon me, he's being booed by everyone involved in the conflict. Pro-Israel people was booing him, and pro-Palestinian people was booing him. They were just booing him. They was like, you gotta get up out of here. We're not jacking what you doing, fams. Shout out to Motivational Creation, salute. Shout out to 24th Street Solutions, Inc. LLC, salute. Appreciate you. Sheesh, I went right back to the same thing that I tried to get away from. And we're going to have an in-depth conversation about AstraZeneca. If you do not know what AstraZeneca is, those are some of the people that created the jab. So we're gonna have that conversation. They had a jab, like mRNA also had a jab. There's a couple of other people, and we're gonna have this conversation. We have to, just so we can be clear, because we have to have this conversation. It has to be had. We have to come to a clear and I always forget to say this, so shout out to the people that just reminded me to say this. If at any point during this show you are enjoying it, you can always pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal. Somebody put my Cash App in the chat, please, if you don't mind, just in case somebody is enjoying the show and they would like to contribute to the things that we're doing over here. So AstraZeneca, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of these people that have been administering jabs and creating the jabs. But first, I want to talk about this college situation, and then we're going to go right into that. Later on in the show, we will be talking about the Knicks, and we will be talking about Drake and Kendrick's beef, just so we can be clear. I want y'all to give me your favorite Drake line in the beef and your favorite Kendrick line in the beef. I would love if you guys could put it into the chat at some point, just so we can be clear. Boom. Let's go. I got a video to show y'all first, or for y'all to listen to.
And your refusal has cost. When our patience is very thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
People who are incubators for every variant to come, walking around lawfully unvaccinated? That's psychotic.
For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death. For yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
About this, in a world of threats and tyrants and terror, you know what our biggest enemy is in America? Our fellow Americans.
Because they are the ones that are propagating this outbreak.
Being frustrated that there is still a percentage of the population who are not vaccinated.
I wish that he would go further to restrict the activities of the unvaccinated.
Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
At 25% can cause a lot of damage, and they are.
If you're willing to walk among us unvaccinated, you are an enemy.
Well, no, it's my rights. Okay. But I don't care.
The pandemic of the
I want to rewind those two parts just for something. They said that if we walk around unvaccinated, they are the enemy, right? And then right after that, what did they show you that Whoopi said? That she doesn't even care about your rights.
Damage. They are.
If you're willing to walk among us unvaccinated, you are an enemy.
Well, no, it's my rights. Okay. But I don't care.
The pandemic of the unvaccinated.
The only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
Freedom not to follow the facts, even if your freedom kills people? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of freedom do they really want?
We have a pandemic because of the unvaccinated. We're showing an enormous coverage. The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, are overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units, leaving no room for someone with a heart attack, or pancreatitis, or cancer.
Shouldn't they have to pay more into the system because they are collapsing our health system? They're the
So how many years were they lying to us? Led by our president. How many years were they just lying to us? Also, all of those people that I just showed you, what side of this Trump-Biden conversation are they? I'm going to say that again. All of those individuals that I just showed you, what side of the Trump-Biden conversation are they? They obviously lied to us then. Just lied to try to manipulate us into doing something that we did not want to do. And then, just so we can be clear, if you heard, who was that? That wasn't Don Lemon. Who was that guy? The black guy. Talking about people don't want to pay attention to the facts. I'm going to show you what the facts is. Let me show you what the facts is. Because they're saying their opinion is the fact. You know how I keep telling y'all, stop going with what people are talking about their opinion is. Brandon Washington says, I got 5 jabs and then my heart swelled up. Then I got released. Having to get even more. Brandon Washington is an individual that's a part of our community, been here for about more than 3 years. Pericarditis. So Brandon Washington's been a part of our community. This isn't the first time that he said he went and got jabs and it caused him bad health effects. So what were those people really dying from? Because somebody explain this to me. Because the jab don't work. So what were they really dying from? Are we ever going to find out? Are we ever going to find out what those thousands of people that went to the hospital was told that they had the situation, the C-19, they was told that they had that, and they end up passing away? Are we ever going to hear what they really died from? Shout out to Big Dog Productions. He said ventilators. Because the vaccine don't work. They had a what do you call that? A thing in Europe where some of the people that were making the vaccine had to go in front of like Parliament or whoever, and they had to testify basically like tantamount to what we have over here when you got to go testify in front of Congress. And they had to go testify or whatever. And the doctors literally said, well, we didn't make the vaccine in order to stop COVID. It had nothing to do with the C-19. That's not even why we created it. They're not going to just tell you that on normal news. You got to go look it up. Or accident by it like I did. I'm not 100% sure if somebody sent that to me or if I just, while doing research on something else, I could have accidented by it, but somebody could have sent it to me. The point in which I'm trying to make is this. Don Lemon or whoever that black guy is, I don't have to slide it. Somebody tell me who this guy is. Who the hell is that guy? I forget that guy's name. Is that Don Lemon? I don't know who these guys are. Somebody tell me who that guy is. Whoever that guy is, listen to what he says.
Freedom not to follow the facts, even if your freedom kills people.
The thing that I want to point out is the thing that they were calling facts were lies. Stop going with when people talk about their damn opinion. How often have I been telling y'all that? These people will talk about their opinion to effing death and try to replace what they call their opinion with a freaking fact. Those people are dangerous. Stop listening to people who always want to tell you their damn opinion. Keep your opinion to yourself. Half the odds, uninformed, you don't know what you're talking about, and it ain't your opinion. It's somebody else's opinion. You allow for somebody else's opinion to be your preference. That's your business, not mine. Just so we can be clear, a lot of times when somebody tells you that something is their opinion, it's not their opinion. They're telling you somebody else's opinion. So in reality, it's just their preference. They prefer that person's opinion over the other information in which they might have. So you might be telling somebody something, whether it's fact or whether it's opinion, and they'll say, well, I have a difference of opinion. It's not an opinion. It's a preference. They just don't have the understanding of the difference between an opinion and a preference. That's it. You're busy out here listening to people that don't even know how the freaking English language works. Could those things be interchangeable? Yes, but often they're not. People like to exchange opinions with facts. This man said, we didn't want to listen. What up, JP? And salute. This man said, we didn't want to listen to the facts because we didn't want to go get the jab. But their facts were opinions that they created and caused to be a preference, which they tried to force on the rest of the world. Tell me where the lie's at. I'm here, I'm listening. Brandon Washington says, what happened to the car manufacturing companies that shut down production so they could build ventilators for the need of all the people supposedly being sick? Where the Honda V8 vents? Leah Cafano says it was all a scam. And who propagated that? Who created that scam? Who was in on that scam? Who helped reinforce that scam? Who brought that scam to American people? Who tried to force every American to fall victim to that scam? I'll give you a hint. They're currently in the White House. Yep, Democrats. I'm going to back up for one moment. I'll give you one moment. I'm going to back up for one moment. Remember yesterday when we was talking about mRNA and we was talking about how Japan said that the introduction of that particular jab created a problem in Japan revolving around cancer. You know, there's like 30 or more foods, 30 plus foods from America that's banned in other countries because they cause cancer. So hold on. Listen. When you're a country that has a really, really low cancer rate, it's easier for you to track what is creating cancers. But when you're a country like America that has a high cancer rate, it's harder for them to ascertain why those people are getting cancers and why those people are getting cancers. Because they know why we're getting cancer. They 100% knows what is creating cancer. Basically, carcinogens in our food create cancer. For everybody that don't know what cancer actually is, cancer and tumors are basically synonymous. And what they are is this. When you have an injured part of your body that gets injured on the inside on one of your organs, for whatever the reason is, because remember, our cells are continuously replicating, falling off, dying, and being re-replicated and reborn, right? So let's say you have a liver, and let's say that liver gets a lesion or whatever the case is, and then whatever happens, you heal. But if after it heals, it doesn't stop, it goes past where the healed part is, and it keeps going, it creates a cancer, it creates a tumor. It doesn't shut off the way that it's supposed to. It's like if you have a scab on your arm, you get cut, you get a scab, but the scab never stops growing. And then you have to go constantly get the scab cut off. You got to cut it off. You got to keep cutting it off. That's what cancer basically is. So I say all that to say this. If they know that, because we have at least 30 foods that are banned in other countries because of the carcinogens and other agents that's in the food that causes cancer. But America refuses to get rid of those foods and keeps selling it without the warning label, or at least even if there is some kind of warning on it, the warning is tiny. Why am I saying all of this? Because this is like mundane, right? This nobody cares about this, right? I'm explaining to you how Japan knows that the mRNA created the problem. Because they, in their country, actually track how and why people are getting sick so they can prevent it. They don't make money off of their people at the way that America makes money off of people having to go to the hospital. That's not how they fill their coffers. So they want a healthy society because they make their money and they build their country in a different manner. Also, America is large in comparison to other countries. Japan is smaller than the state of freaking Texas. You could probably fit like 4 or 5 Japans in Texas. So they have a need to keep their people healthy just so they can just keep going on. Now I'm going to tell you about this Astra, whatever the fuck. Hold on. Just so we can be clear, I'm going to let you see this first. AstraZeneca admits for first time that the C-19 vaccine can cause rare side effect, intense legal fight with victims of defective jab. So mRNA and AstraZeneca. How many more jabs are y'all going to need to hear about being bad before y'all realize that y'all been bamboozled? Before you realize that these people, the Democratic Party, don't give a damn about you. Can anybody tell me who was the politician that was against the jab? Can anybody tell me who the politician was that was against the jab? There was a politician that was fighting tooth and nail against the jab. Pardon me. Until the other politicians forced their hand. Anybody want to tell me who the politician was that was against the jab? Or do you need me to say it? Is this another? This is easy. This is a walk in the park. Shout out to Shy. Salute. Shy Brim. This is a walk in the park. Shout out to Leah Cafano. Trump. Trump was against the jab. Trump was against forcing people to get the jab. Trump was against closing down America. Trump was against all of that. But y'all still hate Trump because y'all say he a racist. Didn't Trump even make a point about how they kept trying to say that black people we had to make sure that black people were vaccinated? I think he even spoke out against that. I'm not sure on this. Does anybody else remember that? Because I could be wrong. Does anybody else remember that? Because remember, when the jab first came out, people not when the jab. Do y'all remember when Biden specifically said that black people need to be on the front of the line to get vaccinated? Do y'all remember that? Hold on. I could be having this backwards. That's why I had to restate what I'm saying. Do y'all remember when Biden said that black people need to be on the front of the line to get the vaccine? Why would Biden, our God, if you let him tell it, want black people on the front of the list to get something that even the company that makes it has admitted that it gives rare side effects? And also, just want to say this. Just throw this out there for everybody that don't get it. You know that if you get the vaccine, you can't give blood. If you get the vaccine, you can't donate organs. If you get the vaccine, you can't donate sperm. So if you get the vaccine, the jab, basically, you're considered a biohazard. You do understand that that's basically what they're saying you are, right? That if you got the jab, you are now a biohazard. Do understand that, right? So the hospitals already knew this. So the scientists already knew this. So the doctors already knew this. So I need somebody to explain to me how Biden and his people wouldn't already know this. How the Democrats wouldn't already know this. If they are, in fact, if you listen to Don Lemon, that's his name, right? Because you know I don't know. If you listen to Don Lemon,
Freedom not to follow the facts, even if your freedom kills people? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of freedom do they really want?
We have.
you know how I keep telling y'all the Democrats are trying to take our rights away from us? Now do I sound crazy? I've been telling y'all for years, before Trump was president. I'm telling y'all this when Obama was president, that the Democrats are always trying to take our rights away from us. Now they're trying to chip away at the First Amendment, by the way, for everybody that don't get it. They got something that they want to pass that you can't say anything anti-Semitic. But apparently, if you call somebody the N-word, it's cool. I'm 100% sure we've had more problems in America with people using the N-word and shit going crazy than people being anti-Semitic and shit going crazy. I don't think you should be doing either, just so we can be clear. So who did the Democrats work for? Because it don't sound like they work for the American people. Hold on, let's get some more facts real quick. This is a tweet out by this dude. Let me show y'all what the tweet says before I read it. So remember when we called it the clot shot and they called us conspiracy theorists? Well, AstraZeneca just admitted in court that yes, the vaccine can sometimes cause deadly blood clots. Okay, so basically, AstraZeneca, the people that created the jab, has admitted in court that it sometimes causes deadly blood clots.
People who are incubators for.
But our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
People who are incubators for every variant to come, walking around lawfully unvaccinated? That's psychotic.
For the unvaccinated,
That's the
you're looking at a winter
CDC.
of severe illness and death for yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
About this, in a world of threats and tyrants, and terror, you know what our biggest enemy is in America? Our fellow Americans.
Because they are the ones that are propagating this outbreak.
Being frustrated that there is still a percentage of the population who are not vaccinated.
I wish that he would go further to restrict the activities of the unvaccinated.
Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
At 25% can cause a lot of damage, and they are.
If you're willing to walk among us unvaccinated, you are an enemy.
Well, you know, it's my rights. Okay. But I don't care.
Pandemic of the unvaccinated.
The only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
Freedom not to follow the facts, even if your freedom kills people? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of freedom do they really want?
We have a pandemic because of the unvaccinated. We're showing an enormous coverage. The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, are overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units, leaving no room for someone with a heart attack or pancreatitis or cancer.
Shouldn't they have to pay more into the system because they are collapsing our health system?
So they just lying? So they just lying to us. So they just lying. And then y'all voted this dude in the office. So nobody feels stupid? Nobody feels stupid for voting Biden and his administration into the office when they're just blatantly lying to us and instructing us to do things that's going to destroy our health and create a biohazard out of us because we can't give blood, you can't give semen, and you also, as far as I know, you also can't donate organs after getting the jab. Every time I hear somebody say they're going to vote for Biden, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think very highly of their intelligence. You've been on Earth during the same amount of time that I've been on Earth. You're a whole adult. So through the time that Biden administration has been in effect, you've been on Earth. Through the time that Trump's administration has been in effect, you've been on Earth. As far as I know, you've been on Earth. Through the whole Obama administration, because you're an adult, I'm going to assume you've been on Earth. And you are still out here talking about you're going to vote for Biden. Every time I hear somebody say that, you can't be serious. We got 46 people here. Let's hit that like button so I can send out some notifications. You can't be serious. You just can't be serious. Like, how can you be being serious right now? I need an explanation. How? This is the Daily Mail, by the way. AstraZeneca has admitted in court for the first time that its C-19 jab can cause a deadly blood clotting side effect. The exceedingly rare reaction is at the heart of a multi-million-dollar pound class action by dozens of families who allege they or their loved ones were maimed or killed by the pharmaceutical titan's defective vaccine. Cambridge-based AstraZeneca, which is contesting the claims, acknowledged in a legal document submitted to the High Court in February that its vaccine can, in very rare cases, cause TTS. TTS is short for thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome, a medical condition where a person suffers from blood clots along with low palatate count. Palatates typically help the blood to clot. So this is what we doing. You know they want to roll out another shot, right? You know they trying to roll out another jab, right? See, y'all voting this dude back in the office? What up, Manzi? Salute. What up, Few? Salute. So y'all voting this dude back in the office? That's y'all plan? Yes, they're trying to do it again. They don't have, they think so little of us. Like they think little of us. They think so small of us. They don't even think we have. They think we're stupid. And I'm not going to lie to you. As far as some people are concerned, I'm pretty sure they're right. Because I have spoken to people that you tell them all the horrible things that Biden is doing, and their argument is, well, Trump's a racist. I know Trump isn't doing anything wrong. Look how many crimes he's committed, how many crimes he's been accused of. Being accused of something does not mean that you've done it. Shah Brim says they're trying to wipe out humans for robots. I have no idea what they're trying to do, to be honest with you. But I don't think they care if humans, I don't think they care if they lose a couple of billion of us. I don't think they care. They use 1 billion or 2 humans. That might be their mark. That might be, I don't know. I don't think they care. Think about all of the families that got separated because of this COVID, the jab, not getting the jab. Think about all of the children that they forced to get the jab in order to go to school. Think about all of the old people that went and got the jab because they were so scared. And then think about how so many of them just passed away alone because their family members refused to go get the jab because they knew better. And you got these old folks that's just passing away alone with nobody. Think about all the health professionals who they forced to go get the jab. Think about our soldiers that they forced to go get the jab. Think about all the people who already had health issues that they convinced, that they tricked into go getting the jab. These are not good people. China let COVID patients into the old folks' home, and many died. But with the same mouth, he would say, and stay away from the elderly. Chino let COVID patients into the old folks' homes, and many died. But oh, wait, Chino, you talking about Biden? Cuomo. When are y'all gonna get that these Democrats ain't on our side? I'm not saying that the Republicans are, but I'm saying when are you gonna get that the Democrats are not on our side? When are y'all gonna get this? When are y'all gonna stop pretending like the Democrats are our saviors? When? I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm curious when we're gonna stop pretending like the Democrats are not on our side. Name me a community that y'all elected the Democrats to that got better. Y'all all vote Democrat, right? So name me a community that a Democrat got voted to and the situation got better. The community got cleaner. Name it. Generally speaking, as far as I can tell, when a Democrat gets elected somewhere, it gets more drugs, more filthy, more dirty. Yes, spells they putting on the population. That's a fact. That's why I keep telling people, stop paying attention to motherfuckers that's constantly saying this person is doing that and that person is doing this. Sometimes they just lying. That's why they tell you every time, because they just lying. So they have to repeat the lie, repeat the lie, repeat the lie, repeat the lie until people forget what the truth is. I live in a community. We have a lot of good people around here. Do not get this confused. But I live in a community that inside of the community that I live in, it's a mixed bag. You have people from that nationality, people from that nationality, people from that country, people from that country, people from that religion, people from that religion. It's a mixed bag. Now, where I currently live, the people that live, generally speaking, in the area that I live in, I get along pretty well with them. They see me every day. They see my mannerisms. They see how I carry myself. They see how I deal with and speak to others. And they give me back that same energy. Then, at the same time, I walk just out of the community I live in. And I come into contact, not everyone, I'm not saying everyone, but I come into contact with people that they're so dead set on trying to convince individuals that somebody I'm not, that every time they see me, they say a lie. Some of them be children, and I just be looking like, what kind of parent did you come from? Every time they see me, they lie. Now, shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. Because it's gotten to the point where the only people that believe their lies now are them. So shout out to that shit. The good people now are recognizing who they are. Because sometimes it just takes a minute, because a lie is just a fucking lie. And sometimes it takes a minute, even for intelligent people, to be able to ascertain what a lie is, because you just don't know. The sad fact about this is 95% of the people who are doing the weirdo shit are black. That's the sad part. And I'm saying that to say this. Our people have to stop trying to look for things to destroy. We have to start looking for things to love. We have to start looking for things to appreciate. We have to start looking for things to embrace. And if you cannot like something or you cannot embrace something, we have to just start letting that thing go. We have to stop thinking that we own shit. We have to stop thinking that we own other people. So every time I see somebody, especially a black person, stay too attached to the Democratic Party, this is what I'm thinking in my head. You like to believe lies. Not the good lies either. Not that they are good lies, but not the lies that pick people up. Not the lies that encourage people. Like when you tell somebody that they're great at something, but they're just moderately good because you want to encourage the greatness into them. Like when somebody asks you how something looks, and it looks okay, but you over amplify it because you want to encourage them and you want to put that battery in their back so they can go out there in the world and do great things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the lies that are created to destroy people, because one thing is talking some positivity into existence and the other thing is trying to destroy. We need more trying to encourage positivity. I think the reason why we fall victim to the Democratic Party is because the Democratic Party is always trying to destroy something. And that's why I think black people specifically fall victim to the Democratic Party. Because niggas is walking around playing victim all fucking day. So all the Democrats got to do is give you a reason to be a victim. That's it. Complain that this guy doesn't pay enough taxes. Get mad at Trump because he was trying to hide the fact that he had a sex with a porn star. That literally has to be one of the stupidest reasons I've ever seen us use government resources to prosecute somebody. He wanted to hide the fact that he paid off a porn star, allegedly. So that's why we're prosecuting him. What y'all gonna prosecute him for next? For not separating his papers and his plastics? What are you gonna prosecute him for next? Ripping the tag off of his fucking pillow? Because you know you're not supposed to rip the tags off of pillows and shit like that. Mattresses and stuff like that. One of the two. What are we gonna prosecute him for next? Jaywalking? Anybody got anything they want to add to this? Put it in the chat. I'm listening. I'll be right. Anything that you want to add to this, please drop your comment. Let me know if you're ready to move on to the next part of our conversation, but I'm fine with staying here for the moment. Any comments drop? It's just delusions, fam. They just lie. What you gotta understand is some people they rather like, and this is real bad, especially in our community. What you mean it's the same people? Explain. What you mean by it's the same people? Explain. Um, I'm not shooting at you. I just want to be able to respond back as well as I can. There's a reason why when a lot of these black men make it that they're with a white woman. Every man, independent of what his race is, want to be with somebody supportive. Oh yeah, it's the same people. Every black man want to be with somebody that's supportive. Every black man. Every man, white man, black man, a man of whatever, every male on the planet, heterosexual male, because I can't speak for people that I'm not part of their demographic, but every heterosexual male, every single heterosexual male, they want to be with a woman that is supportive. A lot of black men are so attracted to black women physically, but because of the experiences that we have had with women, we just find it easier for us to love on someone that don't look like them. Stop pushing away black men. Stop hating on black men. Because so many of us find black women to be the most beautiful women on the planet, but we just don't think that it's going to be conducive with us having a good life. I'm saying what it is. So many black men that are married to women that are not black would marry a black woman at the drop of a hat if they could get the same love from that black woman, that they get same love and support from that black woman that they get from whatever the woman is that they ended up marrying that isn't black. I had somebody in the street the other day yelling out my age for whatever the reason is, but they were yelling out my age. I have no plans at all to get into a relationship with a woman with 5 kids. I have no plans at all into getting into a relationship with a woman that is at the end of I have none. I spent almost all of my life staying as healthy as I can as possible. I spent the majority of my life not smoking, not drinking, not nothing. Athletic, working out, taking care of myself. What sense would it make, all due respect to everybody, what sense would it make for me to get to a point in my life where I'm single, I'm at the age that I am, I've took all of this care of myself, and then I'm just going to go get into a relationship with somebody who didn't care about their own physical well-being, who did all of the whatever drugs, who got 5, 6 kids, and on top of all of that is just a difficult person to be around? What kind of sense does that make? Who in the hell want to wake up every day and fight? We got to treat each other better. Leah Cafano says they killed Christ. The Pharisees, yes, they did. They hated him. They will hate his people. It's the vipers. Also agree. I 100% think part of the reason why I get so many problems is because I'm always speaking about God, and I'm always speaking about Christ, and I'm always, saying things that lend to the that come from the Bible. So 100% I'm with you. 100%. I think that that's the biggest issue that I have with the people that have a problem with me. She says, we didn't have these problems coming up, men and women hating each other. It's insane. I I agree. I've never seen anyone be treated by a community currently the way that I'm being treated by a community. Nevertheless, people that look like me, I've never seen this. So this is just all new to me, just so we can be clear. All new. It's like they just don't want me around black people at all. And I'm just gonna have to, when I get ready to, date somebody, they're just not gonna, they just can't be black. It just is what it is. I don't even, with all due respect, as much as beautiful as I believe black women to be, I don't even look at y'all the same. I'm just being honest with you. I don't look at any black woman and see her as somebody that is gonna help make my life less difficult. It's fucked up, but these are the experiences I have. We're definitely living in biblical times. Definitely. And I think there's like a big contingency of black single women where I live right now that got like 4 and 5 kids and 3 and 4 kids that are really mad at me because the girl that I actually am interested in is Puerto Rican. So I think they like really pissed at that. So I'm pretty sure they done talked to her to try to get her to hate me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure they really pissed at that because the girl that I'm actually interested in is Puerto Rican. So they that's probably why I got the little kids running around harassing me and everything like that. Like, I don't even look at that. Let's just get back to what we're talking about. But it's a bad situation, and I wouldn't encourage, because of my own experiences, I don't know if I would encourage. Do what's good for you. That's all I can say. Just certain things I just wouldn't encourage. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't know what to tell you. The only black women I seem to get along with are ones that are happily married and got families. Those are the only ones that I seem to be able to have a conversation with around here. So it is what it is. I wish everybody the best though, and I'm not hating on anybody. I wish everybody the best. Everybody, even the people that hate me, I wish you the best. I hope God pulls up into your life and does something for you that allows for you to feel his love, not just see him loving other people. Because sometimes that's a big problem we have in our community also. People see how much God loves you because you're trying your hardest to live the way God wants us to live. We all fall short, including myself. But you try your hardest to live the way that God wants us to live. And people will see how God is loving you, and then they'll be mad at you. They won't be mad at themselves for not trying to get closer to God. They'll be mad at you because you getting closer to God through your actions, so God is getting closer to you. So it is what it is. Anyway, anything else y'all want to talk about before I move on? And I want to move on. We still have a sports. We still have to talk a little bit of Knicks. I'm going to talk about a little bit more Biden. It's definitely a spiritual war. I promise you, the people that got an issue with me, they ain't got no God in them. We pray all the time. Psalms 91. The people that got a problem with me, they ain't got no God in them. I promise you. People that got God in them, whether they're, going through their trials and tribulations or not, they fuck with me. You understand what I'm saying? Fighting the spirit. That's the only way to do it. The people that got God in them, they like me. It's, it's even when they're conflicted, they got their own battles that they're going through. They see God in me. They understand. You know what I'm saying? I see God in them. I understand. You understand what I'm saying? It's these people that don't have no God in them that I actually have the problem with. The Few says, did I see Tekashi baby mom get 20 grand from 6ix9ine's old friend? Well, I'll comment on that. You come in here and talk about 6ix9ine all the time. I barely give him any energy. I'll comment on that. I'll comment on the 6ix9ine thing, but we're not going to stay there because I don't think our people today. I didn't put him in the title. I do want to say this. It was Steve will do it, right? So I will say this. Who's been telling y'all that these dudes don't have no money? There's a guy that's been telling you that most of these rappers are broke, and he's been saying it for years. He got two thumbs. There's a guy. He's been telling you most of these rappers are broke. He got two thumbs. He's been saying it for years. So, once again, the money that 6ix9ine has is not 6ix9ine's money. Could he give money to his baby mama and take care of his kid? I think that if you have the money, you have to try. When I had the bag, when we were doing well, just so we could be clear, over here, I just sent my daughter money. I just sent the money. She didn't have to ask me for anything. If she did ask me, I sent that. But I just sent the money. I just sent the money for breakfast. I just sent it's the end of the week. I sent her $50. I sent her $100. No, I got paid. I sent her $100. You know what I'm saying? She called me up. She said she liked a thing. I sent her $25. So, you know, I had to be mindful also because, you know, I'm not in her life where we don't live in the same area. So I don't know if she's smoking weed. I don't know if she's whatever the fuck. But, you know, I'm trying to take pressure off of her moms for the most part, who's a wonderful mother. She did the best that she can, as we should. Like, you can't look at somebody and say they didn't do perfect. As long as you're doing the best you can, that's all that matters. You're doing what you can, the best. So I don't know how I feel about him never giving them any money. But what I will say is this. When old girl thought Tekashi was going to go to prison, she took a $200K payout. Let's just not forget that happened. When she thought Tekashi was going to go to prison for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, or however long they thought he was going to go, she took a $200K payout. Then she used that money to go put down on a house instead of using that money in order to invest in something so she can have residual income from it. So we have to be, and this is not me shooting at her, but we have to be smarter, all of us. We have to have better financial literacy. I think that we lack financial literacy. They don't teach it in our schools for the most part. So she went and acquired a liability rather than an asset. Something she could have did with the $200K, where she could have invested $50,000 of it into some kind of business. She could have bought a restaurant for $100,000. She could have bought into one of these fast food restaurants and had a fast food restaurant somewhere that was going to bring her residual income. They didn't do any of that. They went and bought a house that now they got to pay property tax on. So Steve Will Do It pulls up, said he's going to give her, I think, $12,000 a month. I think gave her $20,000 on the spot to the daughter. Right? And shout out to him. Shout out to him. But he already told you that Tekashi 6ix9ine was broke. So what the hell was he talking about? Tekashi 6ix9ine isn't doing anything for his kids. He told you Tekashi 6ix9ine was broke like a year ago, right? Like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when they were beefing. He said, you don't even got no money. You broke. So imagine a nigga saying you broke. And they're also talking about you not spending money on this and you not spending money on that. I don't trust niggas like that. With all due respect. How are you going to call a nigga broke, but in the same exact breaths, talk about how he's not paying for this and he's not paying for that and he's not doing for these people. He's not doing. You said he's broke. He pulled the card on Tekashi 6ix9ine that people generally pull on black niggas. A baby mama will swear up and down that you a broke nigga, and then at the same breath, she'll complain that you not buying Pampers. In the same breath, she'll complain that you're not giving her money for the kids. In the same breath, she'll call you a broke nigga. Just saying. So I don't know. I can't shout out to her for having a situation, but I think some of her problem or some of her situation was created by herself. They gave her $200K, man. Instead of investing in buying an asset, they bought a liability. And I don't think that they're bad people, by the way. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think her mother's, I don't know her mother. I met them before. Don't get this confused. But I don't think she's a bad person. I looked at her in her eyes. I don't think she's a bad person at all. I don't think her father's a bad person at all. I just think that, it didn't turn out. I don't think they're bad people at all. At all, just so we could be clear. I think they were overwhelmed. I think she was in a situation. She was overwhelmed. I think Tekashi was overwhelmed. I even think the street niggas was overwhelmed with the level of notoriety that they acquired over such a short period of time. The fame that they acquired over a short period of time. I think they were just overwhelmed. I think that the success came and they weren't prepared. I think that when Tekashi gave them the $200K and got out of that situation, because that's what that was for, I think, they were busy thinking from a position of a point of lack rather than from a point of prosperity. And since they was like dealing with the the feeling of lack, what ended up happening was they bought a liability instead of an asset. So that's what I think happened. I hope that was a good lesson, and I hope now one of the things in which they do is they try to take some of these monies that they're getting from Steve Will Do It, and they're able to invest it in something that can be an asset rather than a liability. She always looks so stressed. She's such a pretty woman. Such a pretty woman. She's just really pretty. And as far as I know, she hasn't had any of them surgeries or anything like that. As far as I know, she's so pretty. She's literally one of the prettier baby mamas out there. I'm just being honest with you. So I think that it's just a hate for her in the industry too, because I'm pretty sure niggas been trying to smash her. And she probably, because it looked like she got a pretty strong father. So I think niggas was trying to smash her also. And she could have just been like, you know what? The allegations that was around the shoddy situation, she doesn't want that no more. So I'm pretty sure niggas been trying to smash her. And you know how the industry works. If they try to smash and then you double, they try to destroy you and your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? The few said she's smart, but I'm not sure how smart she is. She could have done something big from being 6ix9ine BM. Once again, they got overwhelmed. All right, we're gonna move on. I don't want to hold on to this conversation too long, but I think they just got overwhelmed. I think that we need to be a little bit more forgiving. That's all. I think we need to be a little bit more forgiving. I think they got overwhelmed. I think 6ix9ine got overwhelmed. That's why I keep saying, and I'm not trying to back and go talk down to him, But that's why I keep saying you got to be mindful of these individuals that everything is F you, that person's soft, that person's a pussy. 9 times out of 10, the niggas that's doing that is really the soft pussy niggas. Most of the niggas I know that's like really out here, they really tough guys, for real, they don't talk like that, fam. Most of the actual tough guys I know, they don't talk like that. Especially for everybody to hear and for everybody. They don't talk like that. It be the niggas capping that want to be real quick to be like, that little pussy, that nigga's a sucker. It be them. If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. But most of the real niggas out here, they don't talk like that, man. Most of the real dudes out here, they don't talk like that. They also don't want unnecessary problems. You understand what I'm saying? If you ever been out here and did any real shit in the street, you're not really looking for unnecessary problems, man. If you could walk away from something, you'll walk away from it. Shout out to Sarah though. Definitely one of the prettier baby mamas. If y'all could name a prettier baby mama, put it in the chat. I can't right now, be honest with you. Like off the top of my head, I can't name anybody with a prettier baby mama. Natural beauty. I can't. If you name anybody that has any type of cosmetic stuff on them, that automatically negates them from me because I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in the lip fillers, with all due respect. I'm not interested in the boobs. I'm not interested in the BBLs. I'm not interested in any of that. Just be honest with you. I'd rather have a natural 6 than what y'all would call a dime, and she got BBLs, lip fillers, and all that other shit. I'd rather have a natural 6 or 7, fam. At least I know how our kids is gonna look. Just be honest. And this is not me going at anybody that got the BBLs or anything like that. You know, do what makes you feel comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? If that one makes you feel comfortable, I'm not here to say not to do it. But if y'all could think of a prettier baby mama, put it in the chat. That isn't a celebrity. So I don't want to hear Rihanna. Obviously, Rihanna's prettier. But, you know, she's also her own celebrity. So I'm not talking about the Rihannas of the world. I'm not talking about the Beyoncés of the world. Name me a prettier baby mama. I have her over Drake's girlfriend, who y'all love. I have her over her as far as just natural beauty goes, just being pretty, natural beauty. I have her over her. I also just like Puerto Rican girls, and maybe that's it, but I have her over her. I saw her in person. I thought she had too much makeup on. And that's the one time that I saw her and was like, I don't know. But that was because I just think she had too much makeup on. I think a lot of y'all women don't need that makeup. I think, you know, use the makeup to enhance, not to change. That's why these dudes that be trying to look like women who just, and that's not going to get me, fam. Because I'm not a fan of makeup. So I'm not going to look at you with your made up face and be like, oh, that chick's a dime. I'm just not going to be able to do that. In any regard, what else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We talked about 6ix9ine for you, copy. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Shout out to Will I Do It. Steve Will Do It. Shout out to Steve Will Do It. Pulling up for her. She needed some help. She needed some assistance. Let's hope. Like all of us, whenever we make a mistake, let's hope, you know, we do better the second time. All due respect. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Can we talk about the Knicks for a second? I'm going to tell you why I have a big problem with Stephen A. Smith. I do not think that the Knicks need another guard. I don't think the Knicks should trade for a guard. And I definitely don't want anybody that don't play defense. So I do not want Devin Booker. I don't want the Knicks to get Devin Booker. The only way I'm okay with the Knicks going after Devin Booker, if we don't have to give up anybody that's in our current rotation or Julius Randle. I don't want to give up no one in our current rotation, and I don't want to give up Julius Randle unless we're giving up Julius Randle to get a 4. If we're giving Julius Randle up to get a power forward, fine. But if we just giving up Julius Randle to go get a guard, I'm against it. Also, the Suns don't have another draft pick until like 2032 or some shit like that. So they need draft picks. I'll give them some draft picks. I give them some draft picks. I give them some people that are not currently in the low rotation. If that can work as far as the money goes, fine. If it can't, then so be it. But I do not want Devin Booker. I'm tired of these niggas thinking that they're nice because they can score. Can you play defense? Are you good at a team being a team player? What do you bring to us other than your ability to drop 20 or 30? Because your man is probably dropping 20 or 30 that same night. I don't need you if you can't stop your man. 1988, Jordan was the leading scorer, won the MVP, and won Defensive Player of the Year, and a ton of other accolades. If Jordan was on the defensive or the all defensive team, I think 9 years. He also won, or he also was the leading scorer in the league for like 10 years. So I don't want the Knicks getting anybody at all at any position that cannot play team defense and can't lock their man down to some degree. We got better when we got OG. I forgot, I don't know his last name that well. We got better when we got OG. OG is known as a defensive player, but some nights he'll score 20. What up, New Jersey? Salute. He said, exactly. Josh Hart may have a bad shooting night, but he's pulling down 15 rebounds and out there getting defensive stops. Fam, if freaking Devin Booker has a bad shooting night, what else is he doing? For everybody that don't know, Josh Hart is a guard, and he's currently in the playoffs, the second leading rebounder. Go check that if you think I'm wrong. He might be third or first now, but I think he's the second leading rebounder among all players, not just guards. Why in the hell would I bring somebody in that's going to cut his minutes? So, no, I don't want to give up Julius Randle. I guess if we could get a if we could get I was going to say Zach Randolph, because that's kind of who Julius Randle reminds me of. I guess if we could get homeboy from New Orleans, that he stay hurt also, by the way. Like if we could get him, I might be on board. I haven't did a Discord in a long time. I wasn't thinking about doing Discord. Why? We'll start trying to get a Discord. I can't even get a Tonight Show together. So I mean, I wasn't really thinking about a Discord. We've been live 121 minutes with only 16 likes, man. Could I hit the like button? We've been live almost an hour and over almost 130 minutes. We got 17 likes now, fam. The more I like doing this, obviously, the more content I'm going to produce. I'm asking for something as small as hitting the like button. If anybody enjoying the show, you can pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Also, if we pulling up today, I tell you what, we're late to the show. This is the time that I'm always ready to do the saloon. So if y'all want to do the saloon, pull up. I just don't like doing the saloon early in the show because I want to be able to get our content off. But if y'all want to pull up to the Cash App, we do the saloon right now. What important topic you want to discuss? I literally have a feeling about what's going to come next. What important topic you want to discuss? Put it in the chat. They don't want to get kicked for whatever the reason might be. What important topic would y'all like to discuss? You can't tell me unless I'm on Discord. They need to find God. Now I'm going to kick you. What topics you think we need to discuss on Discord? You might need to close the chat in order to be able to see the like button. For anybody that's curious how y'all can get to the like button, you might need to close the chat if you're on your phone. What topics you think we should discuss on Discord? I'm going to give you a couple of more moments and I'm just going to kick the account. Because I think the account just here to just be annoying. Salute. I seen it pop up too. Salute. I think those kids need to find God, need to get away from Satan. But that's for their own well-being, not mine. That's for their own well-being, not mine. I think that their parents are doing a terrible job in raising them. I think that their parents don't love them. Because when children parents love them, they don't conduct themselves in that manner. So I think their parents just don't love them. I'm just being honest with you. And every parent in here knows I'm telling the truth. Their parents don't love them. If their parents loved them, they wouldn't be conducting themselves like that. Hey, Leah, am I on point? Am I on point? Leah Cafano, am I on point? By saying that there's a good chance that their parents just don't love them and that's why they're acting out the way that they are? Children act out when their parents don't love them, fam. So a lot of times you see these kids out here in the street and they're doing weird shit. Sometimes their parents just don't love them. You know, their parents don't spend no time with them. You know, they probably just giving them things so they can get the fuck up out of here. I buy you this toy or I buy you these clothes, get away from me. You know, their parents don't love them. Their parents don't spend no time with them. Their parents don't hug them enough. Their parents don't express their love towards them enough. That's basically all that is. Some kids do just follow their friends. That's a fact. Maybe it's because I know these kids. A lot of these kids, I see what's going on in their life. So maybe that's why I have the perception that I do. And a lot of these kids just come from homes where there's no love in the home. You know, there's no love in the home. These kids don't have no respect for themselves. There's no love in the home. There's just no love. Just telling you what it is, man. They think I look at them and think negatively about them, when in reality, my heart goes out to them. Because you're too young to be giving your life over to Satan. You're just too young. Like, and you look at them and you like, you know that they're gonna, you know, they just giving their life over to Satan at a dumb young age. And that's what I see. You know what I'm saying? They busy over there laughing and giggling, but all I see is you just doing Satan bidding. And you a little kid. Like you don't even have a chance. You don't even have a chance. This is what it is, man. Anyway, what time is it? 10:30. We usually used to get off at 10:30. Anything else? I said the Knicks thing. We talked about the politics. Let's talk about Drake and Kendrick for a moment. Well, yeah, but what's vanity? Vanity is a sin in itself. Right? Isn't vanity like the sin of pride or some shit like that? So vanity is a sin in itself. Being vain, that's a sin in itself. I'm not saying nothing wrong. As far as I can tell, if I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. That's why I just ignored them. I had one of the kids at the park the other day trying to get the other kid to keep coming and asking me to play basketball with them. It's all vanity if you're not following God. That's a fact. I had one of the kids come have the other kid keep coming and asking me to play basketball with them. And I said no a couple of times. And then I had to stop and explain. Because, you know, look, I don't want to have any part of what's going on over there because I know what's going on over there. I see who you serve. You might call it whatever you want to call it, but I see who you serve. And I don't want to be around that. So, no, I don't want to play basketball with you. I don't want to help you get better. I don't want to do anything around you because you have Satan around you. So me going around you isn't going to be any benefit to me. It's just going to cause more problems for me, and I'm going to avoid the problem. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I'm not trying to plot anything bad happening to you. I'm going to go and I'm going to spend my time with these children that want help or want to play basketball that it don't look like they got Satan with them. I'm going to spend time over there. The ones that look like y'all got Satan with y'all, I'm going to let y'all go over there and do what you're doing. You're not for me. So whatever jokes you have, go do the jokes. You know, whatever fuck I get. It's your soul, fam, not mine. Yeah, no, it's their soul, fam, not mine. I'm going to be concerned with, you know, other things. I'm not going to be concerned with that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that shit. So Kendrick They played Kendrick's verse on the, I don't know what you call it. You know when Shaq and Charles Barkley is like talking with Kenny Smith and the other dude, I can't remember his name right now. He's cool as shit and we all love him. You know when they doing their thing, they played Kendrick's verse. And just so we can be clear, I'm not speaking negatively about any of these people. I know they're going to try to make it seem like I am, but I didn't say anything negative about any of these people. I just don't believe that their parents care about them. And I could be wrong. I don't believe their parents care about them. I don't think their parents want anything bad to happen to them, but I don't think their parents spend any time with them. I don't think their parents care about them like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's one thing to not spend no time with your child when your child lives a million miles away. It's another thing that y'all in the same house together and you don't spend no time with your child. It's like you know your child's a dick. You know? I don't know what to tell you. So no, I'm not talking bad about anybody. I know people are gonna act like I am, but I'm not talking bad about anybody. Just so we can be clear. I hope those kids get their shit straight. I hope they start spending more time with their guardians. I hope they get some kind of tutelage, some kind of assistance in life to bring them closer to God. But at the end of the day, that's not my responsibility, and I don't feel like taking it on. But when I come around anyone that I feel like taking on, you know, whatever their missions are, I'm going to take on what their mission is. I don't feel like taking on any of these kids' missions. I think that they should be held accountable for their actions. That part. All right, I almost got to get ready to cook. Fam, that's what I'm telling you what it is, fam. I'm literally telling you what it is. They are 100% neglected, fam. I'm telling you what it is. You could see the kids that got their parents in their life, I don't have none of them issues with them. It's the kids that are being neglected. You understand what I'm saying? You can see it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. I lived alone between the ages of about 8 and 12, 8 and 13, basically. I lived alone. I know what neglected children look like. I know. I know what it looks like when your parents don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know what it looks like. I'm just different because I fell in love with God before I could even read. You know, I fell in love with God before I ever went to school. You know, I fell in love with God at a very, very young age. So young, I can't remember a point in my life where I wasn't in love with God. You know? So I might not have had my no parents at that point, but I had a template to follow. Even though, you know, I didn't know a lot, I knew enough. You understand what I'm saying? So you see it. Like they don't got no God or nothing. They don't got no God in their life. It's what it is. I wish them all the success in the world. I wish them all the success. I wish whatever the problem is that they have, I hope that like changes, and I hope, you know, good things happen for them. Like at the end of the day, I don't have no beef with none of these people. I just, your problem is gonna stay over there, and I'm not gonna take on whatever your problem or whatever your issue is. While there might be other individuals, which I'll be more than happy to lend whatever I can in order to try to help them with whatever their problem and their issue with. These kids is not one. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's gonna stay. Anyway, Kendrick Lamar, inflation is hurting everyone. But if you let the people that love Biden tell you it's Trump created it. Liars are never going to stop lying, even when you have all of the proof that they're lying. They're just going to lie harder. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why whenever I give somebody proof about something and then they just keep going harder on something, I say, oh, you know it. You know I'm right. I just gave you information that you did not have previously, and you're still stuck on the thing in which you, so you know I'm right. This isn't a you didn't know any better. This is a you 100% knew better. You know I'm right. This is a personal thing that you have with me, not a problem. It's not even, I do agree that willful ignorance exists, but I don't think it's always willful ignorance. I think it's just purposeful belligerence. You know, evil. I think they're doing evil on purpose. I think, sometimes people know what they're doing is wrong, but they're doing it on purpose. They're doing purposeful belligerence. They're being belligerent on purpose. They're being destructive on purpose. They're being hateful on purpose. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's willful ignorance. Willful ignorance is, would be more tantamount to somebody allowing something to continue hurt themselves because they're being ignorant to what's going on. It's not, in my opinion, it's not they know that the thing is wrong, but they just continue to do it because they don't know any better. They know better. They know it's wrong. They know what they're doing is incorrect. They know the thing that they're doing is wrong. They're just having a good time doing evil. You understand? There's only one people that have a good time doing evil. That's people that fuck with Satan. People worshiping Satan. Even when you're a good person and you do something that isn't right, you feel away. You feel bad. Right? If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. When you're doing something that's wrong and you worship God or you got God in you, you feel bad. But when you got Satan in you and you're doing something that's bad, you feel good. You feel me? If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. Christ told us the last generation was going to be wicked. Yeah. That's a fact. It is what it is. God got to come back to the world. God got to come back to the world. But the world has to become terrible. And then on top of that, we're living in a time where if God is working through you, you are going to be attacked at all times. If God is working through you, you are going to always have adversary, opposition. You understand? So I believe God to be working through me. That's what I believe. So no, I mean, how else is they going to attack me right now? How else can God attack me but through people who are willfully, not ignorant, but who are, purposely belligerent? That's the only way God could attack me right now, is to have people who want to do evil and then send them my way. Because if a person just don't know no better after a very short period of time having an encounter with me, they're going to be put onto game. They're going to understand. It's not going to be hard to tell. So God has to send people as some of us who have no other purpose but to do evil. They have no other purpose. Like that's what they were born for. I mean, fam, all you got to do is spend 5-10 minutes with me, have a short conversation with me, an unbiased one where you're not looking for there to be an issue, and you're going to see God on me. Like with most of us that be out here trying to do the best that we can with what little we might have, you're going to see God on them. You understand? So Satan has to send people who they have no purpose but to do evil. And who are the easiest people to manipulate into doing evil? That's children. That's one of the reasons why, if I believe correctly, one of the things that the Bible says is that to keep your kids close, hold your family close, hold your children close. The reason why you got to hold your children close is because out there in the world, Satan is always trying to convince your children to go do evil. That's also why it says in the Bible that one of the worst things that you could do is to corrupt a child. They tricked y'all. It's offenses that you cannot come back from. And all of this has to deal with how willful you were to commit these offenses. They tricked y'all. Yeah, they're always trying to corrupt the kids. That's why they're in the schools right now. Telling kids to call themselves they and them. And if I remember 100% correctly, when Jesus cast the evil spirits out of the people and put those demonic spirits into the pigs, what did those demonic spirits call themselves? You know, Leah and Kafano? You know what those demonic spirits called themselves? When Jesus went and cast them out of the pigs, out of the people and put them into the pigs, and then made them jump off the damn cliff, you know what those spirits called themselves, right? Anybody? Legion. But you know what else they called themselves in addition to Legion, right? Right before they said, I am Legion, he said something. The spirits called themselves something. When they spoke about each other, they didn't call each other, him or her. They called each other they and them. Said, I am Legion. So just something to be mindful of. People wonder why I'm single. I refuse to date anybody that I cannot worship the Most High with. That's it. That's all. So when I see people outside doing shit, that it's like, nah, it's fine. I'm not judging you, but that's not what I want in my life. I'm just refused to. You might be a good person. Well, none of us are good, but you might be a person trying to be a good person. But if I can't worship the Most High with you, then, I know better now. Earlier in my life, I didn't know better. I know better now. When I know better, I got to do better. Yo, there's a ton of people possessed. I just told you about those children. You don't think those kids is possessed? Those kids is 100% possessed. Yeah, it's getting damn near impossible to find. That's why I said it's a good chance that in order for me to get into a relationship with somebody, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to go date somebody that isn't black. I'm going to have to go date a woman that's probably isn't even from America. I'm going to have to go date a woman that is already encapsulated inside of her own religion. 9 times out of 10. I might have to go, 9 times out of 10. I might have to go find a Jewish woman or some shit. 9 times out of 10, fam. Just keeping it in the stack with you. I'd marry a Jewish woman. Can we worship the Most High together? Are you going to be supportive of what we're trying to do? Are you going to do the things that women are supposed to do for men to allow for us to be inside of God's graces? Or are you going to be trying to come, or are you going to be different? So yeah, I would 100% marry a Jewish woman. I would 100% marry any woman of any race or creed. I will 100% marry any woman of any race and creed that allows for me to worship the Most High the way that I'm supposed to. Absolutely. Not even a question. Not even a question. I'm just telling you what it is. Not even a question. It's not even a question. Not even a question. I mean, I just threw out a name because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. So That's the next people that's close besides Hebrew Israelites. That's the next people that's closest to worshiping or, you know, following the holidays that I want to follow and doing the things that I want to do. And also, you know, somebody that was brought up, if I could meet a woman that's a Hebrew Israelite, or I could meet somebody that, you know, they'd be able to put me onto some of the things that I'm supposed to be able to be doing that I'm probably not doing to the level that I should be doing right now. You understand? So, you know, a woman adding value to a man is different. A woman adding value to a man is when she isn't about money. It isn't about financing. You understand what I'm saying? No, I get what you're saying, Leah, but I'm not having that conversation right now. I'm saying the conversation of me being able to worship the Most High. I get you, but I don't want to have that conversation at the moment. But you can put it in the chat, and I do understand the way that you feel, and I'm not disagreeing with you on it. But what I am saying is, I'm just trying to get closer to the Most High. I don't want to be with a woman that sits around all day, you know. I want to be with somebody that's going to let God send me someone. I've been waiting. You don't think I'm waiting right now? I'm actually pretty patient. Now how it feels to be, I go outside, people accuse me of being gay. I got people saying I'm a creep because I'm at the age that I am and I'm not in a relationship. I got the older black women around here, not all of them, but some of them, like mad at me because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like mad at me because I'm not dating them, or I'm not dating. Apparently I'm supposed to go find some woman that got 5 kids and then make her honest or some shit. I don't know, but I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. But no, I will 100% marry a Jewish woman. I will 100% marry a woman outside of my ethnicity. You understand what I'm saying? 100%. I just go outside, and it's not a lot. Like there's a lot of good people around here. I don't want to make it sound like there isn't. There's a ton of good people around here of all ethnicities. But the only ethnicity that I have to actually worry about constantly attacking me and constantly trying to cause me a problem is the black women. That's the only demographic around here that seems to have some kind of wild issue with me. Black women and, you know, the people that, so like how am I supposed to feel? You know what I'm saying? I go to the park yesterday. Let me tell you what happened. I go to the park yesterday and I'm shooting around by myself because, you know, just, you know, working on just shooting, you know, it's therapeutic. So I'm shooting around by myself. That's why a lot of times I try to tell you, I don't even care about playing with people. Like I go to the park, I'm just shooting by myself. It's therapeutic. So I'm shooting around by myself. So a lady pulls up to, everybody leaves the park. And then a lady pulls up to the park with her son. And I played with her son before. I'm not going to say his name. But I played with her son before. And he comes in, he wants to know, can he shoot with me? Little thing. He could barely reach the rim. But he can. He made a couple of shots. So I stand there around there, like, you know, he's shooting. And he's shooting. And, you know, I'm just being, like, trying to, like, speak that positivity into him. You know, I love doing that. After a little while, more kids end up coming over. And, you know, all of them are like from Caucasian races. They come over, they're shooting around. Right? And I say, yo, I gotta go. And I was coming home to get something to eat. I was hungry. You know, when I left to come home to get something to eat and drink, because I was out there for a while, I was hungry and thirsty. You know, every single which one of those mothers said thank you. Every last one of them. So that's how other races treat me. But when I walk by the black women in my neighborhood, some of them are nice, but I got the rest of them that just talk shit about me. I don't know these people, just so we can be clear. So those are my experiences. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm not even 100% sure why they said thank you. But I'd be lying if I say I didn't appreciate it. And I'd be lying if I told you that when I think about that, it doesn't make me feel good. Then I go around our people and I just get bashed and I get disrespected. And mind you, I'm not doing anything. I'm literally not doing anything. So I expect for them to go to the Caucasian people that live over here at some point that show up at the park and try to get them to hate me. But I still got that day. Even if they just agree to just start hating me, I still got that day. You can't take that away from me. Anyway. I think I'm gonna let y'all go. I need to get some grub in me. I want to try to get some 10-minute videos out, and I got to do some promotion. So we got to get some 10-minute videos out so I can do some promotion for our people. I love y'all. Just go do something positive out in the world. It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how large it is. Go do something positive out in the world. Some people are going to appreciate it. Some people aren't. You are going to let Satan know where you are at while you're doing these positive things. And Satan is going to pull up. And Satan is going to do everything he can to discourage you. Just hold strong. Y'all all see Satan trying to discourage me every day. God encourages, Satan discourages. It's really not hard to tell who's who. Go out there. Do something good in the world. Stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of God. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bonus. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Love the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got in this one.